hot in terms of the destinations, the products that you represent or that you book? What are the sort of hot stuff for 2019? Let's start actually with you, Lindsay, in terms.
So I actually went out to my global team. So it really depends on where, certain areas, but there were some consistencies across the board for us. Italy is still the number one destination. Everybody wants to go. They're just going to different parts. So they're going beyond the traditional Venice, Rome, Florence. So that's always number one. Here in the U.S., New York, New Orleans, and Napa for our groups are the strongest. And the Brazilians love New York. They book this place 4 times more than any other place. So
we love it too.
Everybody has to love the Brazilians. Tokyo is still very popular. Iceland, Ireland, Southeast Asia, particularly Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam. We're seeing a lot of growth there. Portugal and Barcelona. Those were at the top of the list.
Those are the big ones. And Kristin K, I'll say, what's in all your river? What's the most popular? And you're building a huge new ship, as you said, on the Danube. That is going to be the biggest river ship. So obviously the Danube, even though it's one of those rivers you always start with, continues to be popular.
Exactly. So normally the Danube and the Rhine River are the rivers where everyone gets started and river cruising. So this continues to boom. We get so much more business into these rivers. That's why we are building AmaMora for the Rhine as well, starting in June. But we also have a new ship on the Douro River. And the Douro River was very unknown in the past few years. And it really came, and it's pushing forward. And even with 2 ships now, both ships are pretty much sold out in 19 and selling so well into 20. So I think some of these destinations, like Portugal being more tucked away, they are coming up because it's such a beautiful, authentic, genuine country. And that's the same with the exotics. I have to agree, Myanmar and Cambodia. We see our clients, again, back to the experience. They want to do these things away from the tourist traps sometimes. They want to see more unexplored destinations, but they also want to get to know the people of these countries. They want to indulge in the cultures and the food. It's very important to really give a taste of everything, no matter in what destination you are. And I think we see this coming in the future, more and more unknown destinations coming to the radar, including Romania. I mean, I can even say our lower Danube is booming as well because everyone wants to go and see Graf Dracula and storytelling about Romania today. A beautiful country. I grew up in the former eastern part of Germany, and I can say I adore this country and I adore the people there. And the more we get educated about these things, the more we desire these destinations.
No, and you said exact stuff like that, because I said, where are other rivers? And we're always looking for more rivers, but there's not. I keep thinking, where else can we go? Yeah. Well, you're a godmother for one of her ships, so you're a big river convert. You too.
We're the Ama Godmother Club.
I know the godmother Ama, yeah. Jackie, in terms of what the advisors you work with, what are they coming back for in 2019? What is hot? What's going on?
It's interesting. I'm going to take it in a slightly different direction, and I'm going to talk about specialties and who is traveling. And one of the things that we're seeing more and more of is solo travel. 36% of our survey respondents said that they would take 1 or more trips this year on their own. And so a lot of the hotels, the cruise lines, the resorts, the tour companies are finding ways to accommodate solo travelers in a way that doesn't cost them an arm and a leg. So that's one thing that if you're out there selling travel, people are not letting the fact that they may not have someone to travel with or someone that they want to travel with stop them. They're going anyways. The second thing that is really on the rise is what we call bleisure. There are folks that have to travel on business, but they want to travel on pleasure. And more, they want to combine those things. So if you're not tapping into that opportunity, you may have clients that travel on business. You may not do their business travel, but ask them, are there any business trips that you have coming up this year that you may want to tack on, a few days to travel on for leisure? And then the third continues to be multi-generation family travel and skip generation family travel. We're seeing a lot of our advisors having grandparents want to just go with their grandkids and have mom and dad stay home. So those are 3 trends that we see really growing that I hope you guys can tap into and take advantage of.
Kristin, I think one of the destinations you're going to tell me is hot is out of the West Coast because you're really building up that area. But tell me what's hot for 2019.
Well, I think actually a great segue from what Jackie just said. I mean, multi-generational travel and family travel has just exploded. And I think because people don't necessarily grow up and stay in the same place the way they used to, and everybody could just drive from the same place, go down the Jersey Shore. Cruising, especially ocean cruising, we will sail 5.2 million guests this year with 800,000 children across our fleet. And so this idea that a cruise
that's not solo travel. So.
No, it's not, but this idea that there's something for everyone and people can have the opportunity to create a personal vacation experience that they want. So whether it's spa and serenity and wellness versus the kids being in the camp or on the water slides, or specialty dining or comedy, I think that is really why we've seen such an increase in the popularity of cruising overall, is this trend with multi-generational travel. For us at Carnival, we have 26 ships today. We deliver ship number 27, Carnival Panorama, to Long Beach in December, and we're really excited because we've had 3 ships out on the West Coast. We're expanding. This will be the first new cruise ship on the West Coast in 20 years. So we think the market's pretty excited about that. We're also bringing another ship to San Diego, a ship to San Francisco. So while there's been so much concentration of cruising in Florida, I think we're seeing that expand, and certainly we have ships in Galveston and New Orleans. We're excited about New York because Cuba, back to the, what destinations are people interested in? We are expanding the places where people can cruise from to get to Cuba. So it's been primarily up to now in Florida, Miami, Tampa. We are going to be bringing a new ship that we're refurbishing to New York City in May. It will be Carnival Sunrise. It's a ship that's going through a $200 million refurbishment in Cadiz. And that ship will be going from New York to Cuba. And we know that will generate a lot of positive demand. And then a second ship in 2020, Carnival Radiance. So for cruising, I think Cuba has been the biggest, newest destination for fun and fun Caribbean cruising.
And then you got in the offing, you got a ship that has a very familiar name for those of us who know about Carnival Mardi Gras.
So today we just we put out the release with more information about our Mardi Gras, which will be the first liquefied natural gas powered ship in North America, being delivered in 2020. And it is a very innovative ship for that reason, but also very innovative in terms of guest experience and what will be offered to our guests. And in the spirit of family and fun, it will have the first roller coaster at sea. So our
not a water roller coaster, a real roller coaster.
A real roller coaster. So if you haven't seen the video, it's actually been the most popular video ever produced by Carnival Cruise Line. So you can go up to 40 miles an hour. You control your speed on a roller coaster at the top of the ship. So when you think about innovation and you think back to cruising and what it was, 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, and what we're offering on these ships today, it is pretty amazing.
Yeah, Kristin, if you put a roller coaster on one of your river ships, maybe you'll be successful. I don't know. But
well, they always say the size of a river cruise ship is like the size of a lifeboat on a Carnival ship, right?
That is true. Jennifer, Tauck goes everywhere in the world. What's hot for 2019?
Yeah, I'll just say I had my 4 kids on a river cruise last summer, and it felt like a roller coaster for me. So I'm going to answer your question. I just want to reinforce, though, your messaging about the family market, because we're now in our 16th year of our Bridges program. It was actually my first job at Tauck, was to launch that because we've seen such great demand for time together, right? We're all going a zillion different directions. We don't have time to really connect on a much more personal and intimate way with our families even anymore, given technology and all of that. And so we have seen tremendous growth with our Bridges program overall and all the different places that we go, because they're seeking that shared enrichment, but particularly on river cruising because of all of the benefits that were mentioned about what that delivers, about really getting into that experience and having someone else worry about all the details for you so you can really be present with your kids. And that's again multi-generational. That's family, kids, grandparents, grandchildren, the whole families together. For Tauck overall, I think if there's three words that I would say would be small is big, and that has really three components. One is we've seen tremendous growth. We're up over 30% in our small ship cruising. As people continue to look for those off the beaten paths, places that you can't get to on your own very easily, where small ships provide that access. And so that's been a huge area of opportunity with us. Certainly working with our great partners at Penant and Windstar and Metropolitan and Silversea. So that continues to be very, very popular, and we're looking for new destinations and adding new places all the time. So actually, I think we just announced yesterday we have a Mayan program that we'll be bringing out for 2020. The next thing I would say is around the small group. We've seen, again, people wanting more intimate experiences. We do only guided travel, so people want to be able to, again, get access, get into places that they can't easily do on their own, but with a more intimate group. And even with those sort of normal size groups that we have, we have the highest guide to guest ratios out there. So you're always working with someone to, even when you have a bigger group, to break it down and finding again that access after hours or behind the scenes to give again people ways to avoid those crowds and avoid those lines so that they can have that more intimate experience. Because I think with all of us are saying over and over again, you're going to hear more desire about personalization. People are going to come on board and they're going to want something specific to them. And so whether it's how we communicate from a marketing perspective, how do we deliver the experience on tour, how do we simply show off a destination in a much more meaningful way, it really means understanding and listening, not to what we want to push out, to what the guests are saying. And we've seen this pay off also in spades. I mean, 19 continues to be strong, but we launched our ship to in the Douro for 2020, and it's selling like hotcakes. We have one itinerary that's nearly gone.
Kristin would agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge. And we have a family program there as well because of that demand, again, for that multi-gen opportunity. So we continue to push on that theme as where we see the biggest opportunities as the market continues to evolve.